Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Theodore, jumping into my plants when he knows he's not supposed to. Everybody, round of applause for Theodore. Just kidding. I'll be right back. 1 second. We're not jumping in the plants, please. Okay? Alright, well, there's our introduction. My name is Tyrabell, and I'm here to do your tarot pick a card reading. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel before we get started. Today we're going to have 4 piles. Readings are for confirmation of what your intuition is already telling you. So I'm just here to confirm some things for you. If you hear anything that you do not like, please discard. Sound good? Again, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And you can hit the bell button. That way you're notified anytime we post. Good. So let's get into pile number 1. Pile number 1 is the Halloween Tarot. Pile number 2 is the Vision Quest Oracle deck. Or not Oracle. Vision Quest deck, sorry. Pile number 3 is the Thoth deck. Pile number 4 is the Lunar Visions, Ethereal Visions, or Tarot. These are not Oracle, these are Tarot. That's pile number 4. So this reading is for the solar new moon eclipse in Libra. It's Libra season when I'm filming this, but remember that readings are for whenever you find them. My readings are timeless. So when you hear this message is really when you're meant to hear it. And let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile number 1, let's get started. Okay, hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Halloween tarot, this is your pile. Welcome to the channel. My name is Tyrabell. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before we get into this channel message. If you hear anything that does not resonate, please discard. So, even as I was shuffling, the song that's playing is We Are Who We Are by Kesha. And I feel like a major thing that was standing out to me within the lyrics was like her just reiterating that like she's not taking anything too seriously or taking the moments too seriously, and she's going to go out on a limb to prove that she's just going to enjoy herself authentically and be whoever she is. So I hope that resonates with you, pile number 1. So the first card that we have is the 10 of Imps. So this card can represent overworking, overspending your energy in an area where you may not be getting the results. It can also be other people burdening you with too many tasks, feeling like your hands are full. Quite literally, this guy is holding on to these little imps, and his hands are full, and he's kind of dropping some of them. So the Chariot card isn't here, so I want to say this is something that you are, this cycle of maybe feeling burdened, burnt out, or overwhelmed is really propelling you forwards in some sort of way. So Spirit just wants you to acknowledge that maybe you've been a little tired or feeling a bit burnt out from something, and there is some sort of closing out of a chapter or a cycle that is bringing you a reason to celebrate. So maybe the hard work will pay off, and maybe you just need that reminder, or it already is. And I want to say some sort of cycle has broken for you. And so Spirit is like, make sure you celebrate, especially if you see, something that was heavy and maybe a detriment to your happiness kind of unraveling itself. Tap into more of that feeling of happiness and celebration. Don't take life too seriously. Make sure you're being silly. Someone's going out and drinking with friends. It would be a great time to do that. So the other card we have is the 5 of Pumpkins. So this is some sort of like financial restraint or financial instability. It could also be insecurity. So I want to say there could be some sort of mental rest that Spirit really wants you to have. Make sure you're not even just overworking within the mind. It's a lot of earth and fire energy here. So maybe you're a fire sign. You could be like a fire moon. Make sure that you are remembering that this journey is about soul expansion and soul evolution. So don't be too critical of yourself. Don't judge your finances too harshly. This is a journey, and you're meant to learn along the way. So make sure you're doing like your affirmations, writing lists of things that you want to get done, lists of things that you want to do or buy or have or manifest, and making sure that those things are in alignment with your positive self reinforcement and self-investment. So seeing yourself in a way that is positive and seeing yourself as someone who's worthy of those things is really important. So I want to say, if you weren't feeling like purposeful or significant, Spirit is reminding you, this is a journey about you finding purpose and acknowledging your own purpose. I'm hearing sensitivity, so maybe you're feeling very sensitive, and it could be connected to some sort of childhood healing work around finances that's happening, and you may be doubting whether you will have success. And the best way to lean in at this time to whatever you're learning about yourself and your circumstances is to really acknowledge that the heart chakra. These chakras are so real, even if you don't believe in certain spiritual beliefs. Opening up your heart at this time is really going to help you navigate the circumstance and the situation. So we have the Page of Bats. So this is that mental energy. It can be used in a really positive way to, I want to say, be clever, be strategic, remain curious, studying the circumstances. Make sure you're communicating clearly. And I would say also trust your intuition. We never really talk about the Page of Bats we never talk about intuition with the Page of Bats. And it's really important that you are trusting yourself at this time. So think for yourself. Think independently. Don't be too reliant on other people's perspectives or opinions. So your instincts, listening to your instincts, and again, speech. So the way that you're communicating to other people is really important at this time, even if you feel like a novice. So there is some sort of new chapter beginning, and maybe it's requiring you to take new risks, and it's making you feel like you don't know what you're doing. And, let's remember that you do, and you have the ability to sway the circumstance and, use your beauty, use your magic, use your creativity, be confident in whatever it is that you're doing. And always leaning into curiosity above all else. So I think there's a lot of guidance in a specific direction to do some sort of creative work, or even it could be manifestation work of some sorts. And so make sure you're following that guidance and taking those risks. So risk at this time, even if it's uncharted territory, even if it's new, remain curious. And I think Spirit is guiding the way. So make sure you're just taking it step by step and be determined, I want to say. So strong-willed, determined, even if things feel uncertain or new. So there's some sort of spiritual guidance that maybe you're aware of, and I think you should listen to it. You're not crazy. So we have the 5 of M's, and this is stress, conflict, competitive energy. It can be really ungrounded energy, especially if multiple parties are turning against one another for the wrong reasons. So there's some sort of justice regarding some sort of chaotic, unjust, stressful circumstance. There could be multiple parties involved. I'm hearing there's like really controlling people involved. And Spirit's like, don't stress yourself out over things that are outside of your control. Don't be like these people. Don't partake. Maybe something was really, really heavy and stagnant and burdensome, and maybe you didn't leave when you should have, or you didn't cut it off when you should have, but now you've had no choice. So this eclipse will really, or whenever you're watching this, because these are timeless, it's going to really bring in that sense of justice. I want to say stillness. You might not feel at peace just yet, but you will see the karma play out in your favor. Make sure you're not letting people talk to you crazy. Make sure you're checking people if they're speaking to you in a way that is, derogatory. I can hear someone speaking in a negative way. And again, independence is really important. So remember, it's better for you to struggle by yourself than to struggle within a collective or a group or a partnership that doesn't serve you and is bringing you more stress or making you feel more ungrounded, right? So there is some sort of karmic justice. It's bringing you some sort of success or celebration. So even if you're not feeling that peace just yet, celebrate, start shifting the energy. Don't take life too seriously. Remain playful, pal number 1. Let's get some oracle to further the message. So maybe whatever this was, this stressful circumstance or this burdensome circumstance, it was maybe taking you away from your path you felt, or away from your creativity, or away from your magic, your beauty. Literally, I just pulled the card that says, I was just channeling. It says, be in the present, dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. So it's time to really start imagining this future. And maybe you feel like a little distracted from having the time and the space to think of something beyond this circumstance. So carve out time for yourself. Someone may be taking a trip to Egypt soon to see the pyramids. And for someone else, it's Dubai. Someone else might be like some sort of scientist. I'm hearing social studies, and I'm also hearing like science, studying the planets. Could be astrology as well. Remember that when you are being authentic, you give people permission to be authentic, and to be themselves. So I think a good tell-all is like, if someone is directly copying what you're doing, they're probably not being authentic, right? But if you feel someone relax in their nervous system and they feel free, that's probably their most authentic form. So the more we have individuals who practice authenticity, even if it's cringe or uncomfortable at first, the more we give other people permission to be themselves. I want to say that, Paul, one, someone is speaking really highly of you, and they are kind of feeling like they're experiencing higher vibrations through meeting you, through conversations with you, or time spent with you. So I literally heard the words, I found God through you. So remember that you are a walking embodiment of creator energy, and your presence is felt, and it's also honored by someone. So we have the authenticity card. Who I am is truly good, or who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. Also, so I don't know what she's holding to her chest like that, but it almost looks like it could be also a phone. And I also felt like penmanship. So someone writes. So making sure that you're communicating again. They're just stressing it. Communicate as authentically as possible. Make sure you're writing, and also someone has a good voice. Make sure you're sharing your voice. Speak from the heart. And if you're worried about your finances, it's also affecting your ability to show up authentically. So Spirit is like, really ground yourself and remove the stress around the circumstance. Someone is getting a massage, booking a massage. You have a partner that gives great massages. So that would be a good idea at this time. You might be a part of some sort of group that, deals with heavy matters or secretive matters, or you might have to plan within a group. Also, you might be astral traveling a lot during this new moon and seeing a lot of vivid things occurring in the astrals. Make sure you pay attention to the individuals you're seeing in the group, even if you don't know them in real life. They will be important characters either in the future, or they represent something important. And, your dreams might be representing a future that is coming to you, and it might be revealing to you ways to become even more authentic in this 3D reality. So we have the desert. And for me, I always reference this to the Dune card and the group that lives, kind of under the ground. And no man was thought to survive such an environment, but people do and animals do. So if you feel like you're going through a bit of a dry land or a desert period in your life, there is some sort of deep spiritual insights that you're gaining from learning to work with the land and to be intuitive. It might be like a bit of a heat wave also wherever you are. It might be warm wherever you are. I want to say this is also helping you. This dry land, this desert is teaching you to have boundaries with others. It's revealing people's true colors, especially when people are in their scarcity and how they respond to that scarcity. Make sure you're choosing forgiveness. And again, not taking life too seriously, remaining playful and lighthearted. Let's see if there's any last messages. Literally, this card says, laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine. That was literally something I said through and through. So think of a question for spirit. Anything that you feel that was left unsaid or that you feel you could use more clarity on. And I will get you a yes or a no answer. Pause this video if you need more time. And your answer, pile number 1, is yes. I hope that this video resonated. I hope this message resonated. Make sure you send it to a friend that you feel could use a solar new moon eclipse reading. If you're listening beyond then, it is timeless. All my readings are timeless. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And pile number 1, can you comment down below a fire emoji? And this will represent you embracing your fire in a positive way and really moving forward with authenticity. So let's see some fireballs down below if this resonated. Thank you, pile number 1. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to the channel. The song that's playing for you right now is called A Spell, a Prayer by Corinne Bailey Rae, and I think you should give it a listen. So that is your song message, pile number 2. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video or to this channel. And my name is Tyrabell if you're new here. I do offer live readings in between piles, so the chat is open if you want to drop some questions. Hit the bell button, that way you'll know when we're live or when we've uploaded our last video. So you've chose pile number 2, you might be chosen. You've chosen the Vision Quest Oracle deck. So our first card is the 3 of Doubt. So there's a bit of like somber energy around you, maybe feeling a little internally stormy and maybe feeling a bit of doubt or heartbreak at this time. And Spirit fest through these feelings. You might be revisiting some past memories at this time, and with those memories surfacing, you might have to acknowledge the things that were uncomfortable or the things that didn't work out, and maybe with that there's some remnants of dissatisfaction or feelings of discomfort, right? And so this is an opportunity, Spirit is saying, to do some manifestation work. There is some sort of new opportunity for you generally, but maybe because you're not necessarily manifesting like you should be at this time, you can't see it. So that's where like we need to shift into a feeling of empowerment, of control over the circumstance or the reality. And how we can do that is to shift our attention and focus on the things that we've learned from those past circumstances and what we want moving forward, because there is some sort of new opportunity. So make sure you're addressing any feelings of unworthiness, maybe financial fears, and Spirit just wants to remind you like of how amazing you are and not to sit too much in the feelings of regret or doubt or sorrow at this time. So there might be some sort of mental clarity that's coming in, and this is going to be better for you than to be in too much emotional energy at this time. And you see this hawk flying above her. Hawks for me remind me to fly above the circumstances, to see the higher perspective. I want to say also, when it comes to your work, using your more logical side is okay. Because it will help you move beyond any distractions. Make sure you're staying off of social media and being discernful with what you absorb on social media as well. And beware of any like false information and fake news. So even though I'm asking you to be in more logical energy, the Queen of Swords we never see her this way, but she's also very playful, and she can also be very optimistic and joyous and a fun person to be around. So the more you lean into your joy, your sunshine, your happiness, your inner child, the more you're going to feel clear, and you're going to feel like focused, mentally focused. So, I want to say too, your discernment is going to help you be more practical. So the Queen of Swords, she might even be kind of funny. So if you resonate with her, she can, make light of a circumstance and find the joy and bliss in something, while also moving beyond the distraction and setting healthy boundaries, right? So we have the 3 of Fire, integrity. So integrity, number 2. You might be drawn to pile number 3 as well. So for me, this is like patience and working with God or the divine, waiting for divine insight in order to create or move. And what you're creating right now is more financial security. You might be creating a family, and Spirit is saying there's no better time than now. So really, it's important to move beyond any past memories or doubt, because I think that there's a lot of abundance on its way to you, and Spirit needs you to be able to hear the guidance in order to create it and move forward. So if you were contemplating taking action and you're getting those insights, you're getting that affirmation. Hello, Chance the Sun Dragon. Welcome back. Ashe. If you're getting those confirmations, make sure you're listening and you're taking action. So someone may be, investing into their pets, getting pets, investing into their family, spending time with a father figure, or working with their family. It could also be a family business. So take it as it resonates. Someone else is planning a trip outside of the country, and maybe someone else is also planning a move into a new home. So we have the medicine woman. So for me, intuition is the true intelligence. And I think that it's beautiful that we have the mother of air and the medicine woman. These could be two different women, honestly. So this medicine woman is someone who is heavily connected, deeply rooted and connected to the spiritual energies, the universal cosmic energies. So they walk by faith and not by sight, right? There's some sort of stress and conflict surrounding this medicine woman. It could be your own intuition or your own internal journeying. And there could also be jealousy over, your gifts, spiritual gifts. So Spirit is just reminding you, despite what feels like a competitive environment, you are going to level up on all levels, and it is coming in. It's some sort of, grounding, substantial amount of money or security. So right now you might be feeling that on an energetic level. You're trying to be more discerning, getting into your logical mindset. And if these are two separate women, then one is more playful and maybe more logical. The other is more woo-woo and maybe battles more spiritual warfare, right? Either way, there's some sort of inner mastery occurring. And, for me, this integrity card is, Three of Wands is usually about an initiation process, learning how to work with Spirit, how to be attentive to your goals and dreams and be discerning. So yeah, let's get some oracle. Someone might have a red blanket. You might be cuddled up with like a red blanket. Someone may ride horses or have had ridden a horse in childhood or recent. Make sure that, you are apologizing when necessary. Make sure that you're holding others accountable as well. So if you need to hear an apology, don't be afraid to ask for one, and vice versa. If you've made a mistake, make sure that you are taking accountability. And Landslide is playing now by the Chicks, and she says, "Can the child within my heart rise above? I feel like that resonates with our message here. So I want to say, pile number 2, you are very deserving. So whatever emotional, battle you might be fighting or stress, just remember you are still receiving. I want to say not even just deserving, but you are still going to receive some sort of harvest. So here we go. And the fall time, if you're watching this in the fall, this is a solar new moon eclipse reading, but my readings are timeless. So at this time, we tend to receive the harvest of the seeds we've planted all year. And so this is your time to receive. Pile number 2. This says, as the waves of the ocean are infinite, and as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work bring me now to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. So I want to say, don't worry about your abundance. Make sure you're checking in on your projects just to make sure everything's moving steadily. Also, time and nature will really help you feel that, I guess that everything will be okay. So as you receive this harvest, make sure you are remaining generous. This says, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. So, again, leaving behind past connections where you felt like there was heartbreak or dissatisfaction in order to receive something new. So there is a new opportunity. Maybe you're afraid to share your energy, time, and attention, but I think that Spirit is like, there's no better time. Make sure you're taking action, making friends. I want to say, again, time and nature is essential. Someone might have a pet rabbit or like a neighbor squirrel that you look at in the tree or something. I don't know. So time outside connecting with animals would be amazing for you, pal, too. So this card says, evil is not something superhuman. It's something less than human. So especially if there's competitive people or a circumstance that's brought you a lot of like discouragement, it's important to remember that, people who operate on that level are not beyond rules, regulations, or spirit or God. It's less than human. It's operating beneath its quality, I guess. It's not something to, even be envious of or put on a pedestal, right? So we have the castle. So again, I just want to reaffirm to you, pile number 2. With this harvest, you're just gaining more security, feeling strengthened in your base. It could literally be your base chakra, but also like within your home environment. So someone might be leveling up into a new home or living situation. So much so, like, I think it's going to improve your quality of sleep, but it's improving like how your soul even rests within your body. Like even when you're in your waking state. So feeling more comfortable in your position in life, your career, your home, your body. So the castle, feeling protected and grounded, I want to say. Let's get one last message. So I did say that someone needed to get outside, and this card says, talking to plants is one way of talking directly to spirit. So get outside, talk to the neighborhood squirrel, tell it your problems. Pause this video if you need more time. Think of a question, any question that you feel is unanswered or you're uncertain of. Hold it in your mind's eye, And again, you can pause this video if you need more time to think of a question. Your answer is no, pile number 2. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 3. And comment down below a rose for me, number 2. And this is how you're claiming this message and claiming the feeling of, feeling stable and secure within your base, the castle. Thank you, pile number 2. We're going to move on to pile number 3. I see the rose in the chat. Beautiful. Hey. I have a phone call coming in, but they're gonna have to wait. We're busy, right? Wow, okay, pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to the channel. The song that's playing right now is All American Bitch by Olivia Rodrigo. And you chose the Thoth deck. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video before we get into it. And you can hit the bell button. That way you know when we're live or when we upload a new video. Subscribe to the channel. And I'm Tyrabell if you're new here. If you hear anything in this reading that does not resonate, just discard. I was hearing, from this lyrics, I feel for your every little issue. I know just what you mean. I'm grateful all the time. I'm sexy and I'm kind. I'm pretty when I cry. So maybe give that song a listen. So the first card from the deck that you chose, the Thoth deck, is the 7 of Cups. So this is the debauch card, and it can represent emotional turmoil. It can represent almost said memories, so traumatic memories, and it can lead to escapism, making poor choices. It can also represent like a flood of emotions, Um, for someone, this is like a father wound. It could be like addictions, making poor choices, feeling addicted to something in order to escape some sort of pain or memory. It can also be illusions like fear. It can be fear that leads to emotional turmoil. So there's some sort of chapter you're closing out right now that has to do with some sort of, I'm hearing poor communication, bad taste, bad habits, and you are moving into a new phase, maybe feeling completely new, feeling like a new person. This could be, you could be a father figure, or this could be tied to a father figure. So remember that vulnerability is a superpower, especially when done right. So especially if you've dealt with people who were emotionally manipulative. The song that's playing now is Holding On by Jungle. So I think Spirit wants to remind you that, like, especially when it comes to receiving admiration or being loved by others, that it's not really like a compliment, especially if you know your value. So that will help us make better choices and make be more discerning with our emotions. But I do see that this is in regards to some sort of chapter that's closing out. And I think Spirit is asking that you really use your third eye at this time to see the future clearly, because if you aren't seeing your future clearly, you're going to be making maybe harsh judgments, rash judgments, or poor choices. So we have this Queen of Cups. So for me, this represents self-nurturing and high intuition, creativity. It can be like isolation, someone who loves their safe space, is very mothering, very nurturing. So this is a time to be really reflective. I think that there's something or someone around you, this could be like a father figure, that you may need to be very careful with. Especially if it's making you question yourself and your self-security. So I think Spirit really wants to see you be strong, especially within your femininity, your emotional state. So especially if you're a masculine, this can still apply. We all have an internal father and mother. So make sure you're nurturing yourself in the ways that you feel are really going to help you flourish. So that can be through food, and simply by making sure that you have snacks on you throughout the day and eating regular healthy meals. So cutting out, bad food and setting boundaries with things. So if your intuition is telling you that something is going to improve, I think it's time to start nurturing that idea and treating yourself like that is the truth. And I would say also make sure you're communicating. So, maybe you need to communicate with a father figure. Maybe you need to communicate in a more masculine way. Maybe you need to communicate more bluntly. Apply it how this applies. So we have the Princess of Swords. This is a younger person. This is like a young woman. And for me, this is someone who may be very self-reliant and independent. They may think for themselves. They're very curious. And sometimes it can be vigilant. So I want to say this Princess of Swords is strengthening their internal feminine energy and really empowering their discernment at this time to really close out a chapter. And this person is leveling themselves up. As for this Knight of Swords, it could also be a King of Swords, a fatherly figure, or a masculine. This person is experiencing some sort of, my cats are fighting. This person is literally experiencing some sort of, I'll show you the card, chaos or conflict. And my cat started fighting right when I was about to say it. So this could be someone who uses their logic and their mind to be belittling or to create fights, to start fights, to create stress. For someone else, that this Knight of Swords is just someone who is highly ambitious, has a really high goal for themselves, and they understand how many people want that goal and it's bringing them some sort of stress. And Spirit's advice to this person is to really moderate. And someone's just simply changing their diet to make it more balanced, less junk food, and balancing it out with healthy food as well. So I want to say empowering the internal father, the internal masculine, and nurturing with the internal feminine. There's a lot of air energy, so we have the King and the Queen of Swords. It feels like there's multiple parties involved. I would say up to 3 different parties in this reading. For someone, this is specifically about food and intake and making sure that you're eating regularly, and when you're eating like a balanced diet. Let's get some more oracle to clarify. If someone's worried about how they're showing up in their career or their public life, Spirit is like, you're shining. The listener, if you're worried about how you're showing up in the world, you are shining very brightly. If that was what you wanted. Because of some sort of chapter that's closing out here. And like you're walking through the pearly gates, like you're walking through some sort of threshold, I want to say, that you have earned to be more discernful, or it could even be willful. I think just improving your worth. So you did break some sort of cycle here. You might you might feel like more sharp, more witty. And you might be more quick to catch when your intuition is like, that's wrong. That's not okay. You're like, I accept that and I'm going to do something about it, or I'm going to pivot. You're more reactive to that, right? Maybe you are quick to spot when someone is like being a pick me or being like attention seeking. You're also keen to when someone's being like sacrilegious or even self-sacrificing, self-pitying. And Spirit is reminding you to be ready for a change of pace. So yeah, you're very keen to when people are, or environments are stifling or pulling on your energy, draining you. Some of you guys are like comedians, funny. I just said that and this was at the bottom. No. That just scared me. That just terrified me. Some of you guys are comedians. somebody's listening is a masculine and they're a comedian. And if you are that listener, don't be such an overthinker that you fearmonger yourself, because it's creating unnecessary stress, unnecessary drama, they're saying. So we have glamour. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. So get really grounded. Pile number 3. So mirror work. You can sit in the dark with a candle in front of the mirror and don't be afraid of what you see. Get to know your shadow. Get to know your many sides. I'm hearing many verses. So maybe you might need to say some words to the mirror, towards the mirror, in front of the mirror, affirmations. I want to say, like, see your beauty clearly. This is also about mothering ourselves, right? Get grounded. Be open to new possibilities at this time. There is some sort of shift or level up for you this eclipse season. But again, my readings are timeless, so whenever you find it. So this says, like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving, right? This is an air pile, so you guys are Libra, Aquarius, Geminis, for sure. If not, then you're a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. So don't forget to be vulnerable. Don't forget to show up in love, especially if you feel you need support or more care at this time. You're worthy of it. And how you treat others is really a reflection of how you treat yourself, and other people can see that. You might be seeing fairies or see like fairy synchronicities, and those are confirmations that this reading is for you. I'm not only seeing angels in this card, but I'm also seeing a phoenix and also a peacock. So any of those things could be synchronicities. My cats are really fighting, so I don't know, maybe even this combative energy surrounding this Knight of Swords. It could be someone fighting for something, but it could also be it could be intimidation, or it could be someone who is combative. So remember, like, if you're showing up in that energy, like attracts like. So if you see any greedy behavior, if you have any thoughts of, greedy intent rise within you, make sure you're acknowledging that. Be aware of that. So we have the underworld. So this is like my shadow work card, facing our fears, facing our demons, fighting a battle maybe internally. And I think the beauty is like the story of Persephone mastering the shadow realm and still remaining in our light, integration. And then your fears become less of a control over your life or intimidation factor, right? So let's get one more message. And if your shadow is encouraging you towards temptation of greed, make sure you're leaning into more possibility. Open yourself up to more options or more potential outcomes. And again, feed yourself. Someone's not eating enough. So this card says relationship harmony will manifest soon. All arguments and conflicts are being resolved. So there was some sort of tough circumstance. It could have involved money or some sort of addictions, competition. And this is necessary to move through this underground, like I said before, mastering and overcoming some sort of fears or looking into the trauma to improve how we love others, I want to say, and show up emotionally. So forgive. You want to be in resonance with the love you wish to receive. So forgiveness really helps us do that. Pause this video if you need a little bit more time, but think of anything that you feel is still lingering. If you felt like there was something that you needed answered, a yes or no answer, I can provide that for you now. Makes you pause this video if you need more time. And again, if it doesn't resonate, only take what resonates. Your answer is yes, pile number 3. Can you comment down below a fairy emoji if this resonated? I guarantee if this was your message and this is your pile, you're going to be seeing a little bit more of these around. Even maybe angel symbolism, or phoenix, or again peacocks. So if you see any of those, that's your confirmation that spirit is nearby. And I think it's also a reminder to lean into like the whimsy, the possibility, opening yourself up to more potentials, especially if you're entering into a new phase and you're feeling renewed. You don't want to go backwards, right? Allow whatever conflicts are happening to resolve themselves, and be forgiving. Pile number 3. Let's move on to pile number 4. If you're still listening, pile number 3, they're saying journal about it. And I think you're going to see the circumstance a lot more clear. But I think once you're putting it down on paper, you're getting to see it from your perspective. You get to, I'm hearing gratify your perspective, but I wanted to say like acknowledge your perspective. And then you feel less like confused or ungrounded about it, right? All right, let's move on. Pile number 4. Okay. Hello, pile number 4. You might want to listen to 3 and you might want to listen to 2. Pile number 4. My name is Tyrabell, and welcome to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you hear anything that does not resonate, please discard. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. You've chosen the Ethereal Visions Luna Tarot. I just dropped this card once again. Sorry. Okay, so you chose the Ethereal Visions Tarot. And Right off the bat, we have this Three of Cups. So for me, this can be friendship. This can be unity. This can be working with others and celebrating with others. It can be fullness and not like peak abundance, but experiencing some sort of contentment that feels really full and joyous. So I want to say you may be celebrating with friends or going out at night, spending some time out with a group of, it could be 3 or more people. Also, feeling very secure, feeling very grounded, especially within your finances. I want to say self-important. And you seem like the type where it's like, I can go out and have fun, and then I can also like have a schedule and making sure I'm taking my Pilates class or have some sort of routine that is really secure and organized and built around yourself, right? So there might be something that you were contemplating that could be maybe bothering you or on your mind, and Spirit is asking you to set a better boundary with that thing. So to say no to something and to really prioritize whatever you're celebrating or whatever you're doing at the moment instead. So there might be something from the past or something you've recently understood or learned, and it's time to let go of the circumstance. So say no, set a boundary, or just let it go. Don't let it infiltrate on your night or your day. So we have this Queen of Cups. This can be someone who is self-nurturing, self-loving, very intuitive, very into their creative bag. They can be someone who might spend a lot of time in isolation. They could actually be a mother as well. You also might have 2 suitors, pile number 4. 2 people who want to be with you or start a family with you. So right now, I think you're supposed to more so focus on yourself. I think the guidance is to be self-focused, which I think that you already are. And make sure you are prioritizing, activities that help you to release stress and to surrender the circumstances, because your rest is important. Obviously, you lowering your cortisol levels, feeling content within yourself is obviously very important. But there is some sort of like healing that's happening through this time frame. So make sure that you are embodying that and I want to say loving up on yourself. Make sure you're not overworking. So if it's a job that's asking you to take on more hours, say no. Do what you can and do not overwork. Also, if you have suitors that are trying to support you or ground you financially, you might be someone who already takes very good care of themselves. I want to say you might not feel ready to settle down. File number 4. You might be really focused on whatever you're creating for yourself in your life at this time, and maybe focused on increasing your profits. So there's that on that. Keep remaining grounded, and I want to say hold those boundaries and protect your sacred space. I want to say your home, your room. Keep it sacred. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's some sort of fortunate change occurring, and maybe intuitively you're already aware of this. There's a shift occurring. There's an ending of a cycle as well. And I think Spirit has really revealed to you the people in your environment or life that are doing you dirty or moving in a way that is childish or immature, and maybe they think that they're getting over on you in some way. But this cycle has really ended or is really coming to an end, and Spirit will continue to reveal to you people that have poor intent or are childish, right? So we have the Strength card. This is you embodying confidence, courage, and really being in control of your reality, I want to say, in control of your actions, reactions, responses, in control of what you do with your sexual energy, in control of your day, your time. So this is someone who is very empowered and embodies a lot of confidence in their daily life. Make sure that your inner child feels safe at this time. So embrace any small creative projects or small curiosities as well. Make time and space for the things that kind of feel insignificant, because I think this will help to alleviate feeling triggered later on. So I think you're already someone who is very masterful when it comes to taming your, bad habits or getting back on track or whatever it is, right? So allow your inner child to have those moments of play and freedom. This way you won't be triggered when you see others doing it, or you have something surface that is triggering. You won't be as triggered because you allowed your inner child to have its moment. Okay, let's pull some more cards. Let's see what else Spirit wants to say. There is some sort of victory, I want to say, and I want to say file number 4. You know this, you feel this, you're endowed with that sort of information. You're celebrating it, you should be, and it's sorry, getting distracted. It is important that you embrace some sort of victory here. There's some sort of victory. So pile number 4, I want to say you're looking good. You might be feeling good at this time. The first card we have is the organization card. Purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me easily. So especially if you have friends and you're planning some sort of night out or a trip, you could also this could be work related as well. Getting really clear about how you want to move forward, and that channel of clarity and drive really opening up, feeling confident in how to move forward. So again, I do think you're more than one pile number 4. So we have like attracts like again. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. So that Queen of Cups energy, your healing work, it sounds silly, but your healing work is how you're nurturing yourself and self-mothering, prioritizing your emotions, and your inner child does need that at this moment, and it's making you very magnetic to new opportunities. So we have new love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. It may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. For me, I do feel like this is 2 different suitors. You may have 2 different suitors that are prominent options for you. Also, if it is not that, then it is, again, just opening up yourself to new options. So the next card says follow your heart, and it has Ariel on there. You might like the movie Ariel, or The Little Mermaid. And that goes along with the like attracts like. So if you're being authentic, if you're warm, if your heart is open, despite what we've endured, right? You are being magnetic to the things that are for you. So it's worth it to, tap back into softness, femininity, vulnerability, tenderness. And we have the Judge. So again, Spirit is going to continue revealing people who are moving in a way that is not, I think, respectful to who you are or to your energy. I think you will very clearly see and be able to judge people and call judgment on people. So there is some sort of cycle that has leveled you up to be able to be someone who can just take the lesson and leave behind the circumstance and move forward. And don't be surprised if you end up in a new relationship in the near future. So there's a lot of new beginnings for you, pile number 4. Let's get one more card. So I don't have to tell you this, but the last card says, girl or guy, you already have what it takes. I think that you already know that, pile number 4, just by sharing this energy with you. But there may be some triggers, so make sure you are embodying confidence. And I think, be in touch with your internal poet, your internal artist. Be in touch with your curiosity and the things that you feel drawn towards. Steer away from vigilance and use triggers as an opportunity to build up more confidence and more courage. Okay, so last but not least, think of a question, any question. The song that's playing is Peace of Mind, or I Gotta Find Peace of Mind, by Lauryn Hill. So I think all of these piles were kind of about shedding an old version of ourselves, right? So pause this video if you need more time, but think of any question that you feel is left unanswered that you want more clarity in regards to. My cat is shutting my bathroom door, and I don't know why. Okay, so think of a question. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer is no. Can you comment down below prayer hands, pile number 4, if this was your pile? I think we're going to affirm with our emojis that, as you can see, there's a prayer hand here, that we are discernful and we do have the ability to call judgment, and we do listen to Spirit when Spirit calls judgment on a circumstance. Okay, we are done. I hope that you guys have a great solar new moon eclipse, and I hope that this reading resonated. And hello chat, Phyllis, welcome to the chat. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and again, hit the bell button, that way you guys will know when we're live, and if you subscribe as well, you'll see more of our content. Have a great night, and I will catch up with you guys soon.